We are back on the Audi R8 in today's video, guys, and I've already got it up on the ramp and ready because we need to put this thing back together so I can hopefully go for a little drive. I'm 99% sure it doesn't have any MOT, so we won't be able to go on the road, but if I can go up and down the drive and get into like 4th gear, I think that will be a result. So yeah, let's crack on. So it's just gonna be a case of putting this rear end back together, exhaust, etc. I've just cleaned up my oil tanks, that looks nice and clean now, and I've done what I can on the back here, just with some cleaning rags and solution, etc. So yeah, just be a case of building up the whole rear end. I'm not gonna worry too much about the ECU positionings at the minute, and the inside the car. I may even get the tailgate on, we'll see, but yeah, we just wanna get this to a point where it's nearly back together and just make sure it drives properly.
So this is the part that can be quite daunting because it was a while ago since I took the rear end of this car and I have a load of parts that I just need to put back together. So sometimes you're going to get the order wrong, and I do get the order wrong a few times. Getting the anti-roll bar on was quite straightforward up until it wasn't. It was really hard to compress the suspension to get the anti-roll bar links in, but eventually I did it. Exhaust, again, very difficult because the exhaust sits inside the heat shield, and trying to do this all on my own, trying to get them all lined up and the exhaust bracket clamps on. Yeah, it's fine with 2 people, but when you're on your own, it can be quite difficult. But we got there in the end, valves all hooked up, and it's just about building the rest of it up. Everything kind of goes around the exhaust, so we've got our rear crash bar, and then a load of heat shields as well. And yeah, just keep building it back up.
So she's starting to come together at the rear end now. The exhaust, trying to put that on my own was an absolute nightmare because the exhaust actually sits inside this heat shield bubble and it's loose. And I can't pick out by the heat shield because it's too manipulative, so it just bends. So therefore I had to grab it by basically the valves down here so imagine trying to grab a valve over here and just trying to get it on, absolute nightmare. But I don't know if you saw on the camera, I got there eventually. And yeah, we've just been building up the rear end. I need to top up my gearbox oil, which I have been doing. So if I just show you, there's a bung on the side of the gearbox, which is directly above this drip tray. I don't think you can see it. I don't know if you can see it. I can't see anything. But there's a bung, leveling bung there. I've just cracked that open and I'm just filling up gearbox through the top. There's another bung next to the bleed nipple for the clutch, and I'm basically just gonna fill it up until it starts coming out, and that's where we know the level is correct. I have run it up since then, so the gearbox oil has circulated round the gearbox, so that should be the correct level once that's done. Yeah, we just got to put the rear top bit on here, and I'm then gonna put the rear boot lid on, and we'll go for a little drive, I think. Valves all connected up for the exhaust. Yes, it's just about plugging a few more bits in, and yeah, we're slowly getting there. And just before we continue with the video, guys, I just want to say there is another competition live on Compete for Cars competition website, and I've put together a bit of a toolkit, a bit of a tool bundle that I think would benefit anyone that doesn't really have any tools. Now, I tried to think of the things that I would find most useful if I was just starting out, and I've put together a selection here of things that I use on a daily and I wouldn't want to live without. So we've got some basic stuff like we've got some axle stands, a trolley jack. We have this, now this is a game changer for me. It is a battery powered air compressor basically. And since I found that, that has been awesome. So you're gonna get one of those as well. We have a DeWalt little set here. So we have a impact wrench and we have it's like a bit driver impact wrench, and we have a drill, both with 2 batteries and a charger. We have a nice ring light LED, should be fully charged, yep. 2-ton, 2 axle stands, pair of gloves, and a DIY car kit here. So it consists of pretty much everything you need. It's Halfords Advanced, so it's all got a lifetime warranty. I think the axle stands are 3-year, and so is the trolley jack. But you've got everything, all the essential bits here. Look, everything's all brand new. Spanners, socket set as well. You've got hammer, pliers, set of mole grips. You do get a Sealy cordless ratchet as well, 3/8, but it didn't turn up in time. So I'm just going to show you my one that's very dirty, but that is included as well. So I will be doing random bundles like this as well going forward. I thought we'd start off with a nice little starter kit. So if you head over to the website, it's competeforcars.co.uk, grab yourself a ticket, they're 99p each, and yeah, hopefully someone get a nice starter kit.
Since filming this, we've decided to add in £500 cash as well, because there may be a tool that you want that's not included in my bundle. So 500 quid and get you a few more tools.
Right, so that's the gearbox all now sorted. It took about a litre, just under 2 litres I think, so I must have lost 2 litres when I drained and took the gearbox out. One thing I do need to rectify is the exhaust valve wiring. Because as we know, it works off a vacuum and it basically sucks the valves shut and open, and the wiring for it is here. Well, it's not working. In this case, it's a metal pipe that goes up and ends about, you can see it here, look, and then that goes to the valve. And then from that metal pipe is this rubber tube, plastic tube, that then goes to the valve controller, which then goes to the vacuum chamber. But when I was running the engine up for the first time, obviously without the valves plugged in, this little cable here was just flapping around down by the exhaust, and I managed to melt it off completely. So now, yeah, it's not going to do its job. Luckily, I have a load of cable left. Oh, it is blue, slightly annoying. I may look to maybe change it to black at a later date, but to fix it for now, we're going to swap out this black plastic cable and just swap it with the blue one, just to make sure then everything works properly. I mean, it's no big deal, it's blue, it just doesn't match anything else, that's all. But yeah, so I'm going to do that to rectify that fault. And yeah, I think I need to also get the ECUs in the correct position, but I don't know whether I should attempt that just yet or just wait till it all drives properly first. I think I'm probably going to do that.
So fitting the vacuum line was actually really easy, because I did the exact same job on the V10 when I fitted the Quicksilver exhaust, so I knew what I was doing, so that was pretty good. And then we need to fit the airbox as well, and that was rather dirty, so I had to hoover and clean all that out. Also fitting our air ducts that fit on the side, which were quite hard to get in. Air filters in, also bonnet latch, we need to fit that up as well, and get the air filter lid all in position. And then we get onto the rear boot trim as well with the Audi badge on. This is one of the parts that I fitted that I had to then remove, which was a bit of a pain, but the bumper has to go on before the rear boot trim.
Note to self, do not get carried away. This part doesn't go on yet. So we're mostly back together now. I've got the car back on the ground. I thought just before I take it off the ramp, I'm just going to double check. I'm going to do a system scan just to make sure there's no sensors that I have got to plug in that I can only access from underneath the car. Let me just turn the radio off. And I've done my scan. It's not looking great, I'll be honest. I've seen better reports, but obviously we've had a battery flat, so I'm going to just clear all those. Most of them probably, each module's probably got a battery flat warning code in it, so hopefully, yeah, they should all start clearing, and fingers crossed it will all be green. Damn it! We've got one engine fault and one, I think that's convenience. Let's just double check what the engine fault is. Hopefully it's nothing too bad. Brilliant. Check memory of engine control. Oh no, what have I done? That makes no sense. There are no codes, so I don't know why it's just showing there is one. It says, oh, there you go, gone. Okay, that's a relief. Convenience, probably something to do with something inside I haven't. Yeah, luggage compartment, alarm horn? Bloody hell, alarm horn? What the hell is an alarm horn? Alarm horn. Oh no, not this one I assume. That's alarm horn. Okay, not worried about that at the minute. Luggage compartment lamp, which are these bad boys, I think. Oh no, it's probably the front, because I've got all the front luggage compartment out. No, that's fine. Cool. Right, let's get off the ramp and start her up for the first time with the exhaust on. Should be nice and quiet.
so quiet now. So quiet.
Now one thing I can do which I enjoy doing, we don't need a tow hook. That can come out. We drive out. Eventually. There we go.
Well, fitting this turned into a bit of a faff. This was a lot of tomato you. We eventually got it on. But yeah, in the 30-degree heat, got a bit stressful. But classic, absolutely no aircon, so I'm gonna put the windows down for this bad boy. I don't know if my seatbelt is somewhat not attached. Good job for now. I'm just going up and down the drive. We'll attach that when we come back. Just want to make sure we can get into sort of third or fourth maybe. And just to make sure there's no obvious issues straight away. Brakes obviously being one of them. It's very smooth with a standard exhaust on. It's weird having no warning lights on the dash, apart from airbag because of the seat. Fourth gear's good, brakes not very good as you'd expect. Oh, it's nice having a gated manual. I've driven one manual R8 when I used to work at Audi 11 years ago, I don't even know. And I was actually quite surprised at just how drivable R8s are. I remember the TTRS manual being not as smooth as this to drive. I guess a new clutch helps as well, but it's really smooth take up. The exhaust is non-existent on this, I'm not going to lie. I can't open the valves on this, no, I think they open themselves at 3000. Need a valve controller.
It is smoking a little bit here. There's nothing dripping on the floor or anything like that, so it could just be a bit of residue or something like that. I'm not overly concerned at the moment, but I will check it out. But otherwise, no, all good. Drives sweet, and yeah, the battery wasn't connected, so I turned the car off then, and when I put my foot on the brake, the battery just slid off into there and took the positive terminal off with it. So I've just put that back on for the moment. But no, she seems to be driving relatively smooth. I've just cleaned up all the windows, so nice and clean. So I'm going to quickly do now to finish this video off, I think, because it's actually got MOT, this car, for another 30-40 days, but I don't actually have any front plates or any plates for it at all. I think looking back, I don't think it came with any plates on it, so I need to get some made up so we can take it down the road. Yeah, unfortunately I won't be able to do it in today's video, and I just want to check it all over again properly before I actually take it onto the road. But what I am going to do now is clean this up so we can give a proper look as it's now fully back together for the first time working. So first mini road test done, no issues I don't think. There was a little bit of smoking coming from the engine, but I think that's just maybe a little bit of residue. I've had it up on the ramp. There's no leaks or anything like that, so I'm gonna keep an eye on it. I have just fully cleaned it as well, and it looks incredible. The paintwork on it is actually really good, so yeah, take a look at my engine rebuilt Audi R8 V8 Manual, because it looks sweet. I'm going to get the Audi badge put back on the bonnet. I'm just testing out my private plate as well, because sadly my V10 has just departed me. It went about half an hour ago, so we are down to a V8 manual, so hopefully this can make up for it. Definitely doesn't in the exhaust department now, but we might have to look into that depending what we end up doing with the car. But just, yeah, look at how good it actually looks. Let me know what you think about the black wheels as well. Do I leave, because it's got a chrome grille, but that's pretty much it, to be fair. The rest of it's carbon or black. So do I put the wheels back to silver or leave them black? Let me know in the comments. But yeah, it just actually looks really, really good. And so it's so weird now, it's up and running, driving. It's got black exhaust tips. Don't know if that's factory. It looks factory, but it's even got a, well, someone's fitted a carbon effect, I'm assuming. Rear badge and a black Audi R8 badge. But yeah, it just looks so good. Look at the reflections. Paintwork is immaculate on it. I haven't even tried to get it to look good, but yeah. Also did the engine bay. So just look how good that looks now. Obviously my side trims I haven't fitted yet, so it will look better than this once it's done. But I just want to do, before I put all the side trims in and secure everything properly with the ECUs, etc., I do want to get it on a proper road test. But yeah, look, she looks sweet. So that is pretty much it for the Audi R8, guys. We have obviously one big video to go, and that is with a proper road test. But I'm going to wait until I've got a few little niggly bits to do with a sump bung, wheel arch liners, put the interior back together. And also I need to tax it and get the number plates as well, because I don't actually have any number plates for it. So I need to do all that before I get the first drive video, because I want to do a proper drive in it as well. So yeah, that video will be to come, guys. So as always, that is the end of today's video. So as always, thank you very much for watching. I hope you did enjoy the Audi R8 series. Let me know what you guys want to see next if I were to do another engine series. Being realistic, it's probably going to be VAG, just because I've got the tools, some of the tools, and like the equipment, online diagnostic, etc. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you want to see. So as always, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.